Extra noses pounces on you, ooh, you're so warm. Couldn't help but notice your bolts from across the floor. Noses your Nicky Wakey till day Matilda, hee hee. Unzips your baggiest pants, oh baby, you so musky.
What's up, everybody? It's me, D'Angelo Edwards, and I am back. They tried to stop me. They failed. But that doesn't matter right now. What does matter is that I am back and here with another video. Now, you might notice things around here look a little different. Things have changed, maybe moved around a bit. I look a little different. Don't wonder about that. Stop it. Alright, now that I've addressed that, let's get on with the video. OKKO is ending soon, so I wanted to give it a little look-so. For those of you that don't know, OKKO is a show that premiered in 2017 on Cartoon Network. It was a welcome change to the lineup and probably the closest thing to an action show you're gonna get nowadays. I will never forget them for what they did to Justice League Action. Why did they put it on at 6 AM? No one's even awake! It takes place in a world where superheroes are the norm, and it follows a group of 3 heroes in training. KO, Rad, and Enid. Together they defend their local outlet mall from robots from the evil Lord Boxman, along with running the convenience store for their boss, Mr. Gar. It also sees them teaming up with local heroes from around the entire plaza. You might even recognize a few, but we'll talk about that later. It first premiered as a pilot called Lakewood Plaza Turbo, and out of that group of pilots, this one was my favorite, so I'm glad it eventually got picked.
Oh my god, what's wrong with his face? Guys, are you seeing this? What the hell's wrong with his face?
I fail to see the problem.
What the hell's wrong with everybody's face?
It was created by jones-quartey, who's worked on things like Steven Universe, The Venture Bros, and Adventure Time. He also does voice acting in Steven Universe and Bravest Warrior. He even voices Rad in OKKO. He had a webcomic. He was half of Knock Force with our Lord and Savior Jim Gizriel from the Pizza Party podcast. He's even dating the creator of Steven Universe, Rebecca Sugar, and I'm only a little jealous. Yes, most of us can only dream of being the Ultra Chad that Ian is, but OKKO is his first show. Is it any good? Let's take a look. Let's start with the story then. OKKO stars, well, KO. A young boy who dreams of being a hero. He's a good boy. I mean, look at him. He's got the fist, he's got the big hair, big heart. A good boy. A classic shonen character. And like any classic shonen character, he's a hardworking boy that wants to try his best. To further his training, he visits his local strip mall, which is host to a bunch of different stores filled with various superheroes, robots, and whatever else Ian Jones-quartey feels like putting in there. Look, I think that's a Sonic character. Maybe. Kinda weird. He eventually finds his way to Gar's Bodega, run by Mr. Gar. Yep, totally original, 100% copyright protected character, Mr. Gar. Mr. Gar decides to give KO a job at the bodega, and there he is taken under the wing of his 2 new co-workers, Enid and Rad. Together, 3 of them form a team to protect the plaza and their jobs from the local evil robot scientist, Lord Boxman. And that's pretty much the setup from this point on. For a while, OKKO wasn't really heavily story-based. It was mostly focused on like day-to-day stuff. Fighting old villains from the past, hanging with the cool superheroes, realizing the existential dread of realizing that you are actually a fictional character in a fictional world without any will of your own. You know, normal stuff. I kinda like that about OKKO. In the beginning it was a lot more slice of life, and I can appreciate that. Nowadays it seems like a lot of cartoons feel like they have to have like some deep mystery or overarching plot or some kind of dread in the air just to get some viewers in the seats. I mean, that's not to say OKKO doesn't have a story. Oh, it does. It does. And when it kicks in, it's actually pretty good. I mean, it's nothing mind-blowing, but, you know, for this kind of show, it's serviceable. Like I said before, KO is very heavily based on shonen characters, so this story plays out like a shonen. You know, big reveals, power-ups, fight scenes, you name it. If it's from a classic shonen, it's an OKKO. But for me, the story in OKKO takes a backseat to the characters, and there are a lot of them. But the good news is that most of them are great. Most of them. You have KO, who's energetic, spunky, cool, and just like the nicest character on TV. And then you have Enid, a girl who's not afraid to Naruto run in public. Forever chill and laid back, she becomes like a big sister to KO later on. And they're joined by Rad, a big buff, bumbling space dude. He's always trying to teach KO to be, his brand of cool, which doesn't always work out for him. In fact, most of the time it doesn't work out for him. Never. It's never worked out for him. But these guys just aren't one-dimensional characters with just like one personality trait. They're actually pretty fleshed out as the show goes on. KO struggles with his powers. He's a kid, he's impatient. He wants to get strong fast so he can help his friends. And that leads him down some dark paths. Enid struggles with her identity as a hero. She wants to prove herself, but it seems like her friends are just passing her by. Even Rad, who seems the most one-note, struggles with his softer side and, what makes a man a man. Or an alien. An alien? A man an alien? Alien man? Look, it doesn't matter. These characters have depth, okay? They're not just... They are cartoons, but you get my point. But when these characters truly shine is when they're working off each other. You really get a sense that they're good friends. Enid and Rad dote over KO like a little brother, and KO idolizes them as he slowly works his way up to their level. And even though they fawn over him, they don't belittle him. As far as they're concerned, KO is their teammate and trusted ally. But the show would get boring if it was only about these three, so there's plenty of other side characters to round off this show. KO's mom is a retired superhero who runs a dojo in the plaza. She and KO have a really cute dynamic. It's great seeing those two interact with each other. Mr. Gar is also a retired superhero, and he has a bit of a pass with KO's mom. The villains are great too. Lord Boxman has a special place in my heart just for some of the faces he makes. He gets so angry, it's hilarious. Once he built to destroy the plaza, all see him as like a daddy. Not that kind. I mean, maybe that kind. No, it's not important. And I love his robot children. There's Shannon. The rest aren't important. There's Shannon. Just look at her. She's great. I love her. Look at her laugh. Look at her transform into stuff. Look at her go. I love her. Then there's the alleyway teens and the coffee shop people, and this one's a talking skeleton. This one's a bear. I don't even know what this guy does. There's just so many characters. But among all of them stands one character who rules over them all. A beacon of perfection and all that is good in the world. Steel your fleshy mortal eyeballs and gaze upon the perfection that is...
my friend Diddy.
She's cute and smart. I like her. So yeah, I really like the characters. I like the story too, but it's not really anything special. It's really more so about the characters that drive the story through. Seeing them grow and react as the story progresses is really fun. And you really feel like you get to know them as it goes on. Well, it sounds like it's a perfect show. The only thing I talk about on my show that's perfect is me. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Yep, like any show, this one has its fair share of problems. A lot of the humor is really reference heavy. Like, I enjoy a good reference every now and again, but sometimes it feels like most of the jokes are just like, hey, remember this? Hey, you like this? Hey, I know you like this. And while that doesn't bother me that much, I can see why some people wouldn't like it. Also, compared to more recent animated shows, these characters might be seen as a little shallow compared to them. I'm not saying every show has to have complex themes or life-shattering events, but audiences' tastes change, and that seems to be what people like nowadays. Some people also might not like that a lot of the female characters are designed very similarly with, large hips. I don't mind. Just saying. I can also see how the general chaos of the show can even be considered annoying. But as for me, even with all these faults, I still really like this show. It's one of the most unique looking shows on Cartoon Network right now. I like how the characters are drawn with this weird pencil line texture that kind of makes them pop out from the background. I really like how planned out the entire mall is. You always know where you are, and whenever they add a new location, it's always a lot of fun. The characters all have a really nice, simple design, and a really clear silhouette, so whenever the action cranks up, you can always tell who's doing what. And speaking of the action, when this show really wants to, it can have some really good fight scenes. It's probably the most energetic show on Cartoon Network. It's also not afraid to remind you that the show's a cartoon. When the main characters use their powers, you can always hear a classic Hanna-Barbera sound effect going off. At its very core, OKKO is a show where the people making it are just having the time of their lives, I can tell. It has so many references because that's what the crew likes, that's what they want to show off. They want to talk about the things that inspired them, and the reason that they're making this show. They clearly love the medium and they want to show off their love for it in whatever way they can. You can see that in the various crossover episodes this show has. Not only does KO team up with the shows that are currently airing on Cartoon Network, he even has a team up with Captain Planet of all things. He meets up with the girls of Ghoul School. He even has an episode with #1 meme king Sonic the Hedgehog. There's even an episode that serves as the finale to Ian's webcomic RPG world. And just watching all these characters come together, it kind of stops being just references. It comes across as love. Ian and the crew love animating, they love these characters, they love other people's characters, they love this entire genre of storytelling. And I can't get mad about that. These are people that grew up on the old Cartoon Network. And I'm not one of those 90s kids that thinks that old Cartoon Network was so much better. But back then, Cartoon Network didn't feel like a TV channel, it felt like a place. A place where these characters lived and hung out and interacted with each other. And OKKO revels in that. I would even go so far as to consider OKKO an unofficial cartoon. That's why the fact that it's ending is such a disappointment to me. Ian clearly doesn't want this show to end, and I don't either, and I know a lot of people feel the same way. That's why I wanted to talk about it. If enough people talk about this show, maybe we can save it. It worked for Samurai Jack, it worked for Young Justice, why not OKKO? I want to show this is a world where unique ideas can not even only survive, but thrive. I want this to be a world where creativity is rewarded. That if you just give people a chance, hard work and dedication to original ideas can always pay off. Yeah, or whatever. Me, right? Hey guys, I'm back. Thanks for watching the video. I'm so glad I can finally make these again. This was really fun to make, and I'm glad I got to talk something that was really important to me. Special thank you to Gaston and Moosentrope. Those comments really help put a little motivation in me, you know? Sometimes all it takes is one nice thing. Well, don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to be making a lot more of these soon. Go follow Ian jones-quartey on Twitter. Show him how much you like the show. You know, draw fan art, make your own video if you want. Maybe we can get a hashtag going. Follow me on Twitter too if you want. Whatever. It's more important if you follow him. I'm no good at these things, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, I guess. Bye.